Reverend Jacquelyn Edwards is ordained. She was ordained at CSL, Centers for Spiritual Living. She's the founder and spiritual leader of Platinum Butterfly Focused Ministries, through which she envisions creating a world in which everyone has the opportunity to thrive. She has previously served as the spiritual leader of the First Church of Religious Science in Vallejo, and as a founding member and past chair of the CSL Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. She has taught at the CSL School of Spiritual Leadership and was a founding member of People of African Descent in New Thought group, which convenes the very popular annual conference at Unity Village. And Reverend Jacquelyn has a bachelor's degree in human relations and a master's in organizational development and change. She also has a master's degree in consciousness studies. And finally, she has over 20 years in experience in the public sector as a human resources manager. So we give a warm welcome to Reverend Jacquelyn Edwards.
And the mic. Hey. Hi. Thank you. This is my gratitude. So gratitude to Reverend David for inviting me here. Thank you very much. It is a beautiful day, yes? Okay, while I get myself organized up here just a little teeny tiny bit, I'm gonna put this over here, put that over there. And I like to start this way. There is only, start. There is only one whole, complete, and perfect life. That life is God, Allah, Oludumare, by whatever name we call it. There is only one life. That life is my life. It is the life of everyone here, including those in our online sanctuary. It is the life of each and every one of us. And so standing on, coming from that oneness, I know, declare, and accept that what we're having is an exchange of love, an exchange of understanding, and an exchange of grace and authenticity. And so it is with a humble sense of gratitude that I release this word to the immutable, perfect law that always and in always simply says yes. And so it is. And so it is, and so it is. Hey! Hi, I'm kind of a sanctified New Thought minister. So, sometimes like I'll go, yeah, right, y'all, whatever, because I'm inviting you to give me an amen and all of that. So, yeah, that's my introduction of myself. So we're going to use a couple of working definitions for these two words, grace and authentic. Grace is, first and foremost, it is another name for the divine. I really want you to hear that and be with that. Grace is another word, another name for God. In Islam, they say there are 1,000 names for God. Grace is one of them. Grace is also unearned favor. That is the definition you will find if you look it up. It means that grace is part of our divine inheritance. Okay, I want you to sit with that for a minute. Grace is part of my divine inheritance. Can we say that? Grace is part of my divine inheritance. Okay, now this is the way we've got it set up. Grace is the divine. God is all there is. God is the essence, the very ethers, the fibers that we live in and move in and have our being. And grace is who and what I am. So that means that I am walking through grace as grace. Yeah? Okay? I need you to really, really be one with this. And you all on the online sanctuary, I need a nod from you too. Grace is who I am, and it is the way in which I am moving through the world of grace. Because when we know that, when we come from that place, then it's real easy to be authentic. And by authentic, we mean being the individualized expression of the divine that you naturally are. That when you stepped into, through that process we call birth, this thing we call a body, that we stepped into it as an individualized expression of the divine. And we know this, we hear this. People say it throughout New Thought. There is no other you. Okay, we're good with that? See, we're doing little breadcrumbs here. We're going someplace with this. And where we're going is if I am here, and if there is a particular unique way in which I am incarnated, the world must need what I bring. Say that. The world must need what I bring. Therefore, let me step out as my authentic self. That was a little wavy gravy there. I needed maybe a little, let's try that last part a little bit, just one time. I step out as my authentic self. Yes, 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 yes. Now, as I'm stepping out as my authentic self, what am I up to? Well, there's a rumor, which I actually believe. I actually think it's a little bit more than a rumor, but we can call it a rumor for today, that we are at what some people are calling a turning point, or a tipping point, or the point of the 100th monkey, if you will. The 100th monkey is the story of two islands, and the monkeys on one island started peeling their bananas before they ate them. And theoretically, when the 100th monkey on that first island did that, that idea went to island number 2. No bridge, no monkeys moved, none of that, right? Island number 2 monkeys started peeling their bananas. So what we're talking about here is this idea that we live in a mental atmosphere. That's what we teach in New Thought, yes? We live in a mental atmosphere, and that whatever we put into that mental atmosphere individually is felt by all of us collectively, right? So we've had all this juicy stuff in this service where we collectively declared, I'm walking through the world as love. I'm walking through the world as peace. Between your vision statement, your mission statement, one of those said, a shared spiritual awakening. That was in one of your statements. Amen. Yes, a shared spiritual awakening. So now, if in fact the rumor that we are living in an era of change, of shift, of moving into a new way of being with each other, maybe that new way is this spiritual awakening. Maybe that new way is awaiting each and every one of us to show up as our authentic selves, to co-create a world in which, and I'm going to throw in, this is my vision statement from my ministry, to co-create a world in which everyone has the opportunity to thrive. To co-create a world in which everyone has the opportunity to thrive, right? Now, this idea of being co-creators, again, is not an idea that's foreign to you, because y'all had it all up on, you had it, yeah? The PowerPoint, we are co-creators. So what we're talking about is consciously activating those co-creative abilities that we inherently have. Some time ago, and you can look up to see when she wrote the book, but it's been a minute, at least 15 years, I'm gonna say. Barbara Marx Hubbard wrote a book and coined the term conscious evolution. Conscious evolution. So we keep really coming back to the same thing, that we are co-creators of the world we live in, and we do it consciously. We get to be on purpose. We get to practice not complaining. We get to move the bracelet to the other arm. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit of evolution right there in that with the bracelets. Because when that book came out, how long ago was it, David? In 2006, it was the self-flagellation thing. You put a rubber band on your arm, and you popped the thing every time you made a criticism or every time you complained. Now, that's not fun. What you wound up with was a bruise on your wrist. So, in that time, from then to now, let's just change the wrist. Okay, let's just put it on the other arm, right? Thank goodness, thank goodness. But that was an act of co-creation. Conscious evolution holds that, and this is a quote from the book, Conscious Evolution, it holds that through our unprecedented, and now you know, if it was unprecedented when she wrote the book 15 years ago, imagine where we are now with the AI and all of that. It holds that through our unprecedented scientific, technological, social, and spiritual capacities, we can evolve consciously and co-creatively with nature and the deeper patterns of creation, traditionally called God, enabling us to manifest a future that is commensurate with our unlimited species and planetary potential. We have the potential, the ability to absolutely have peace on earth. I know we're gonna sing the song at the end of the service. So when we sing the song at the end of the service, do we sing the song, walk out the door, and leave the song in the building? Or do we really, 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 really mean it when we say, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me? If ever there was a call for peace, let's see, what time is it? Oh, it's now. It would be like right this minute. Like absolutely right now, yes? I believe that we can do this. I absolutely believe that we can do this because, coming back to principle, we live in a mental atmosphere. We are surrounded by, and I'm calling it a plastic energy, and Ernest Holmes says this energy receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. Receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. Now, a little commercial break here. I just want to share with you. That does not mean that I get to beat myself up. That when I said the thing to the driver in the other car that wasn't quite loving, when I had that complaint, that shifting from one arm to the other arm is also a releasing it. It's an acknowledging. It's an acknowledging my oops, right? It was a oops. If they heard me, they might have said, ouch, or they might have said some other things, I don't know. But it was a oops. We do not get to be in that, to wallow in the ugly. We get to fix it however we need to fix it. Right? Sometimes we need to apologize. Sometimes we need to forgive. Whatever it is that we need to do, we do that and we release it. If we get to a place where it's still crunching around in there, that's when we get a prayer partner. That's when we call Reverend David and say, yo, Reverend David, I'm still hating and I need some help, right? Because we have tools. We have tools. So I'm saying that this is a plastic atmosphere that we live in. Another little definition, plasticity is the quality of being easily shaped or molded. Easily shaped or molded. Now, some of the ways that this mental atmosphere, this divine expression, the God, one of the ways that we have described God or Allah, I've been using the word Oludumare, which comes from the Ifa tradition. Whatever we call it, there's almost a universal description using the omnis. We all know the omnis. We go omnipresent, everywhere present, omniscient, knows everything. You can't keep no secrets from God, right? Omnipotent, all-powerful. Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith added, omniactive. Omniactive. God is always active. We're always active. If we are emanations of the divine, if we're the only way that the divine has of expressing itself, we're always up to something. Yeah? Omniactive. And let's add omni-loving. All loving. All loving. And closely attached to all loving is all forgiving. And I'm saying this to invite us to consider that we have nothing to lose, nothing to risk, and everything to gain by walking through the world as love, as a blessing, and as our authentic selves. I invite us to consider that if we took this literally, these omnis, omnipresent, omniscient, omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent, omniloving, and omniactive, if we take that literally, if we take it to heart, if we walk the world from the perspective of being immersed in an invisible, loving, and grace-filled environment, could we feel safe? Could we feel safe to be our authentic selves? Will we be willing to put aside all the ways we've done it in the past for all the ways we can be? This is co-creating that world in which everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Could we co-create ways to be peace with each other? Because it does start with our interactions with each other. Can we see each other differently? Can we absolutely be present with each other and really see and allow ourselves to feel the essence of the being that is standing in front of us? We have an awesome, awesome power within us simply by being who we are. Simply by being our authentic selves. As we walk the world, we give other people permission to be their authentic selves. We must be heart-centered. We must flow from love. We must do our work. That's our spiritual practices. This is how we call up, co-create, and masterfully live in this delicious idea whose time has come of letting there, co-creating peace on earth. Ashe? Amen. And so it is. Thank you.
If you believe within your heart, you'll know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel and know you're right, because the time will come around when you say it's yours. Believe there's a reason to believe. Believe you can make time stand still, and know from the moment you try, if you believe, I know you will. So believe in yourself right from the start. You'll have brains, you'll have a heart, you'll have courage to last your whole life through. If you believe in yourself, if you believe in yourself, if you believe in yourself like I believe in you, believe that you can go home, believe that you can float on air, and click your heels 3 times. If you believe that you'll be there, believe in yourself right from the start. Believe in the magic right here in your heart. Believe all those things, not because I told you to, but believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, just believe in yourself as I believe in you.